Yo, what's going on? Man, it's crazy to be back. I know I've been gone for a long time, and I'm really sorry about that. I just had a lot of personal stuff to take care of, and I know I told some of you guys before. I was moving from LA to Atlanta, so that's where I ended up being. So I had to get all my ducks in a row and stuff like that. So. Sorry for the absence. Anyways, let's get right into it, man. So I was just kind of stoked on the way this mix turned out, and so I thought I would share it with you, and just to show you, what I did to it. This is not really going to be like a tutorial, this one, but I just thought it would be cool to kind of show you what I was able to turn, how I was able to turn this song from kind of a weaker hitting song to something a lot more just a lot more I don't know how to say it. It's just bigger. It's just a lot bigger, and it's a lot more presentable. And so yeah, let's get into it. So I have two tracks here. One says Dirty Master because it's one with some cursing and stuff like that, and then I have this one which is there's no mix. This is dry. This is like exactly how I received it, and so I'm just gonna play a little bit of this so you guys can hear so you guys can hear what the mix or what the sound was like before I got it, and then we'll play the dirty one after I got it, and then we'll kind of quickly walk through just real quick. I just kind of show you what I used for the mix to kind of beef it up. And I got some kind of exciting news. Well, actually, it's pretty exciting. I got something cool to share with you at the end of it, and so we'll go from there. So anyway, so this is the dirty mix, or I'm sorry, not the mix, but the dry one, and let's play that real quick. That's the mastered one. I'm sorry. Let me see. Wait. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. This is it. Let's try that again.
I'm in the booth.
It's dope, then.
Hey, what's the move? Hey, on the breaking news. I need it. She just love the crew. I just win, fuck or lose. Smoking on the loudest, nigga. I can't let you snooze. And all my diamonds on water like a cruise, nigga. Hey, I don't got a thing to prove, nigga. Nope. Growing up, we was running out of food. Nigga. You remember? Hey, I dropped my first record, nigga. Nobody would listen. Now we winning. Man, they wanna see me fall like summer just ended. I got some pieces, nigga. All.
So that's the dry mix. I keep saying mix. It's not a mix. It's just the bounced out vocals in a reference track, just so I could hear the song. And you can hear one of the main things we can tell just by listening to it. Obviously, the vocals are too loud, so the vocals were recorded a little bit hot. Also, the bass, there's really no weight to the bass, and definitely the kick drum. There's no there's no oomph to it, man. So it's really the song was really just lacking in a whole bunch of like presence, right? Just had no beef to it. And so this is what I was able to do to it.
I'm in the booth.
It's dope, then.
Hey, what's the move? Hey, on the breaking news. I need it. She just love the crew. I just win, fuck or lose. Smoking on the loudest, nigga. I can't let you snooze. And all my diamonds on water like a cruise, nigga. Hey, I don't got a thing to prove, nigga. Nope. Growing up, we was running out of food, nigga. Yeah. I was jugging, running off with a tool. Youngin' with an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules, nigga. Hey, don't you remember? Hey, I dropped my first record, nigga. Nobody would listen. Now we winning. Man, they wanna see me fall like summer just ended. I got some pieces, nigga, all of them hitting. I'm about the action, nigga, and I'm about the figures. I put my foot up on the gas and I hit it. Now I'm headed to the top like a motherfucking ceiling. Ooh, damn, I'm in love with the hustle.
So yeah, so that's it. The mix sounds pretty good. I think I did the best that I could do with what I had to work with, which wasn't too bad. But I'll explain to you a couple things what made it a little bit more challenging. So let's take a look at this. So this is the session here, somewhat organized. So there wasn't too many track outs and not too many sounds to work with, which was good in a sense. It's funny because there's like two things about this mix, about this job here. So there was less sounds to work with, which kind of makes it easier to space things out and stuff like that. But on the other hand, I talked about in a couple videos back, I talked about how important sound selection is, especially for instrumentals. Sound selection is super important because at the end, it kind of deciphers, what you can do with a mix and, what you can't do and how far you can push certain sounds and whatnot. So a few of the sounds, what I noticed is that they're really bright, super bright. And with sounds like this, if you, depending on how the what type of VST or instrument they use, if you start cutting out too many of the highs, then you start to lose the sound altogether, right? And so these things start happening when you start to try to shape the sound. You can kind of like deaden the sound, and you can kind of tell. Sometimes it might be a good sound, like a good quality sound, and the sound is just like that. And other times, you can tell that the sound is a kind of a worse quality, because when you start to play with it even just a little bit, it starts to kind of deaden the sound altogether. And you don't want to do that. You got to kind of pick a threshold, that you want to stay at. Because sometimes maybe the producer wanted it to be like that. I don't know. So that was just a couple things that I had to kind of figure out and see where I wanted to go with that. So let's just start off with, I started off with an EQ, obviously. So you can see I started doing some cuts. I tried to bring in a little bit of the lower side of the synth, or art pluck, whatever you want to call it. And just kind of did a little bit of a high cut, and same with the low cut here too. And then I dipped around 1K because it was weird to me. I'll play it real quick and you can see.
Hey,
like wait till the high part comes in, because there's two parts. He changes the octave, so.
Hey, what's the move? Hey, on the breaking news. I need it. She just love the crew. I just win, fuck or lose. Smoking on the loudest. Ooh.
Right here. Now you see when I move this out of the way, it's kind of coming into the ones here, and this is kind of like where the clarity of the vocals are. So it's funny because see, if I was making the beat, I wouldn't choose something like in this frequency band here, because I'm not trying to clash with the vocals, you know what I mean? Or I'm going to be very careful on where I space it or where I position the instrument within the stereo image, right? So these are a couple things I'm thinking about. And so this was a thing that I was thinking about when I was mixing here. So that's the first thing was the EQ. And then what I did is I added a little bit of compression to kind of give it a little bit more punch, a little bit more attack. And this is what this is off. Let me just... So it has more attack, and it's a little bit more tamed too. And then the one thing is, after that, I noticed that it was kind of losing some excitement. So that's exactly what I did with the Ozone, was I just added some exciter, and this is what this sounds like. So yeah, so that definitely helped out a lot. And then this sound was a little bit, was kind of hard to work with. I just did an EQ. I didn't want to touch it too much, because this is one of those sounds where it's like super high. And so I didn't really know too much what to do with it, except to just kind of do a little bit of a high cut, a little bit of a low cut. I mean, more of like a band pass now, the way this is looking. So. yeah, so that's all I did there. And then the last one was the piano, and this one I just kind of used the S1 imager just to widen it up a lot. And then and then another EQ here, just so, because like I said, even here, this was like the piano again was like another kind of high source, and so it was just like stacking on each other. So I had to kind of cut some of that and boost it in a few areas that I thought would kind of more so help than damage it. So. Like in the mix, it sounds like I'm taking it away, but in the mix, it actually ends up working out pretty good. Now, this was the hardest part here, was the bass. I went through like several different things. Like I tried so many different types of plugins and different types of approaches, just because the bass was kind of weak. So you can really hear that's a little excessive on the side chain too, I think. But it's all right. It's probably, maybe their taste. So I ended up going with the Saturn FabFilter Saturn, FabFilters Saturn, which is a pretty cool saturation plugin. And so this is what I ended up doing with it. So you can hear before there was no noise, there was no saturation, so that's what made it sound weak. And adding the saturation kind of gives it a little bit of excitement, right? So I feel like it definitely needed that, and I kind of boost a little bit of the highs too, just to get it to shine through laptop speakers as much as possible. And then just kind of did a little boost here again in a little bit more of the high tone, and then just kicked it down around the 60 hertz range, just so I can give the kick a little bit more presence, since I knew that that's where the punch was going to come from. And then the Ozone, we have a little bit more of the exciter again, just to kind of just liven it up a little bit. And the kick, I ended up going with Decapitator. And this made a big difference, and I really like the way it came out. So this is again before. Yeah, so that's the Decapitator. Nothing in the lows, just a little bit of drive, and just messed with the mix setting here. And started off with this drum fattener preset, and then just kind of played with it until I got what I like. And then I also played with the different styles here. Ended up leaving it on A. So, and then let's see, the FabFilter, just a boost around 60 hertz, which is where the kick was hitting. And so, and once we got to the mastering chain too, it really comes to life. I'll show you that in a second. So nothing on the clap. The clap was kind of the clap gets helped in the bus compression right there. Let's see. So nothing on the perk hits. And those sounded fine. I didn't really need to do anything with those. And with the hi-hats, so all I did was did some cutting. Because the hi-hats were a little bit tingy, and like, I don't even know if that's a word, but it was just kind of tingy and a little bit harsh. And so yes, this is what it sounds like. And gain staging was a huge role too, trying to play with all the levels of everything too. That made a huge difference. And so the last thing, which kind of all glued it together, was the VBC FG Gray, the Slate Digital plugin. And so this is what that sounds like with it on. Or I'll turn it on during the mix. So you can obviously hear that's where we get some level from, but I think you shouldn't miss that it's actually gluing everything together, and it really kind of it really kind of marries the kick and the 808 together, and that was like one of the most important things for me. So it's really chill. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, or a 2, it should be 1, but it's a 2.0 ratio, and the threshold is extremely low. So you can see I'm just getting about like maybe 3 minus 3B of gain reduction. So let's see. Oh, just 1. I'm sorry. So it's pretty low. It just, like I said, I ran it through this just to basically kind of give it some lift, and then kind of glue everything together. So yeah, so that's with the instruments. Again, we'll just play these. So yeah, so that works out pretty good. And then we have this is just a vocal tag for the producer. And then we have the vocals. So the vocals dry is what it sounds like.
What's the move? On the breaking news. She just love the crew. I just win, fuck or lose. Smoking on the loudest nigga.
So the very first thing that I noticed with the vocals is that it seems like upon export, and I think he uses Ableton. So upon export, I think he might have had like the normalize feature on, because these vocals are way too hot and way too loud. So that was the very first thing that I noticed that had to be taken care of. And so you could see it's like negative 12.8. So it really dropped the volume because this shit was loud, man. So that was the first thing. And then obviously EQ was one of the first things that I did, just to kind of clean it up and give it a little bit more clarity. So I can play it.
What's the move? On the breaking news. She just love the crew. I just win, fuck or lose. Smoking on the loudest nigga. I can't let you snooze. And all my diamonds on water like a cruise, nigga. Hey, I don't got a thing to prove, nigga. Growing up, we was running out of food, nigga. I was just.
So it sounds pretty good. And then a little bit of compression.
I was jugging, running off with a tool.
It looks a little bit harsh, but because it looks like they had overload protection on or something upon export, so vocals in very few places would kind of dip out a little bit. So I wanted it to be a little bit more harsh in general, and because it's like that, and it didn't even fix everything. So what I had to do was on bus 10 here, I added another compression, which is like super harsh, man. So I'll play it and you can see what it's doing.
Youngin' with an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules, nigga. Hey, don't you remember? Hey, I dropped my first record, nigga. Nobody would listen. Now we winning. Man, they wanna see me fall like summer just ended. I got some pieces, nigga.
So you can see with the parallel compression here, it's like way more present, which is exactly what I needed, especially because of the way the instruments were. Since they're bright and they're trying to like kind of attack the vocals, I wanted to make sure that the vocals were definitely going to be present and not get lost. So that's I'll do A and B again. Turn it off and turn it on.
I was jugging, running off with a tool, youngin' with an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules, nigga. Hey, don't you remember? Hey, I dropped my first record, nigga. Nobody would listen. Now we winning. Man, they wanna see me fall like summer just ended. I got some pieces, nigga, all of them hitting. I'm about the action, nigga, and I'm about the figures. I put my foot up on the gas and I hit it. Now I'm headed to the top like a mother. I'm about the action, nigga, and I'm about the figures. I put my foot up on the gas and I hit it. Now I'm headed to the top like a motherfucking.
So you can see how they kind of stay a little bit more present, which is like crazy important. And then for the last thing, this is like one of the last things I actually added to the mix. I'll show you that at the end. And then here I added just a little bit of a doubling just to kind of give it a little bit more space.
Smoking on the loudest nigga, I can't let you snooze. And all my diamonds on water like a cruise, nigga. Hey, I don't got a thing to prove, nigga. Growing up, we was running out of food, nigga. I was jugging, running off with a tool, youngin' with an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules, nigga. Hey, don't you remember?
So yeah, so just a little bit of Echo Boy for a little bit of delay. I'll just let you see the settings real quick. It's pretty simple, just an eighth on the left and then a quarter note on the right. Really short feedback time, and it's pretty standard, so it's nothing crazy. And then with the let's see, number 5, I added a little bit of reverb from the Verb Suite Classics, which I actually really love this plugin. And so this is what that sounds like.
Smoking on the loudest, nigga, I can't let you snooze, and all my diamonds on water like a cruise, nigga. Hey, I don't got a thing to prove, nigga. Growing up, we was running out of food, nigga. I was jugging, running off with a tool, youngin' with a...
So you can see it's not too crazy. It just gives enough to kind of give it some space. And that's all I was trying to do. So then the last thing, when I was playing it with the mix, I was like, yo, it still needs a bit more clarity, like a bit more edge in the clarity of the top part of his vocals. So that's where this ends up coming into play, and this just kind of brightens it just a little bit more.
With an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules, nigga. Hey, don't you remember? Hey, I dropped my first record, nigga. Nobody would listen. Now we winning. Man, they wanna see me fall like summer just ended. I got some pieces, nigga, all of them hitting. I'm about the action, nigga, and I'm about the figures. I put my foot up on the gas and I hit it. Now I'm headed to the top like a motherfucking ceiling.
So yeah, so that really made a huge difference. Really like the way that came out. And then let's see, for the Ad-Lib vocals, I kind of did the same thing. I got the same EQ here with a little bit higher boost and a little bit more of the higher cut. So I basically just copied and pasted the same EQ over from the main vocal to the dubs, but then I just did a bigger cut and a way higher boost because I really wanted it to kind of stand out in the background. So that's what I did there. You could hear that with it off.
What's the move? Hey, on the breaking news. I need it. She just little.
So let's play that again with it on.
What's the move? Hey, on the breaking news. I need it. She just little.
See, already it's starting to sound clean, and then obviously just some compression, and then and then a little bit of air too for the top end. So that's what this sounds like.
What's the move? Hey, on the breaking news. I need it. She just little crew.
So it sounds clean, and then here we did the same thing with some parallel compression. And then a little bit of doubling. In fact, I went way more crazy in the doubling here. So it really like using the doubler on ad-libs are like one of my favorite things. So this is what it sounds like.
What's the move? Hey, on the breaking news. I need it. She just little crew. I just win, fuck or lose. Smoking on the loudest, nigga. I can't let you snooze. And all my diamonds on water. What's the move? Hey, on the breaking news. I need it. She just little crew. I just win, fuck. With an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules, nigga. Hey, don't you remember? Hey, I dropped my first record, nigga. Nobody would listen. Now we winning. Man, they wanna see me fall like summer just ended. I got some pieces, nigga. All of them hitting. I'm about the action, nigga, and I'm about the figures.
So yes, that's pretty much it's pretty much the track. And then let's see what's this part right here. Oh, so this is just the intro vocals. It's kind of the same thing. I just did a little bit more treatment with the gate and the NS1 just to kind of take off some of the noise. And then the funnest part is how it kind of came to life at the end with the mastering. And so I've been using Ozone 8, and what's really cool is, so this is the thing I wanted to tell you guys about, is I'm actually going to be dropping a preset pack for Logic, and it's going to have a lot of presets for like a bunch of different plugins. So it'll be broken down into like third-party plugins, and there's going to be a few stock plugins, but you got to understand that, like, I don't really use that much stock plugins, but I do have a couple presets for stock plugins, so some of those will be in there too. But this is going to be for like waves. It's going to have some stuff for Fab Filter, and then it's also going to have, which is my favorite thing, I'm going to have a few Ozone mastering presets, and I'm going to show you right now like how much further this takes it into the mix. So you can see I have a lot more too, but I have four here, and there'll probably be 6 in there, which is kind of all you really need, especially for like hip hop, trap, and like R&B type stuff. And this is kind of what it sounds like when you turn on the mastering. So I'll let you hear it one more time without it.
Growing up, we was running out of food, nigga. Yeah, I was jugging, running off with a tool, youngin'.
And this is what it's like with it. Oh shit. Oh, come on, man. It's sometimes it does this when I run the the recording thing.
I was jugging, running off with a tool, youngin' with an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules, nigga. Hey, don't you remember?
Oh, come on, man.
I dropped my first record.
Alright, it's gonna be lame, but
nobody would listen. Now
let's see if we can try another preset. See if that works. So you can see the things change in the background.
I was jugging, running off with a tool, youngin' with an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules. Hey, don't you remember? Hey, I dropped this record, nigga, nobody would listen. Now we winning. Man, they want to see me fall like summer just ended. I got some pieces, nigga, all of them hitting. I'm about the action, nigga, and I'm about the figures. I put my foot up on the gas and I hit it. Now I'm headed to the top like a motherfucking ceiling. Ooh, damn, I'm in love with the hustle. I wouldn't be who I am without the struggle. Niggas think we fam all of a sudden, cause the boy been getting to it, nigga. I ain't hearing nothing. Hell no. I know they hate, but I don't sweat it, cause they the type to blow they whole bag on the necklace. A whole lot of flexing, man, they really don't impress me. Hey, I got a fetish for the fetty, and I spend it on investing. Need it. Oh, it's more money to be made, man. I can go a day without the team getting paid, man. Hey, man.
So that's pretty much it, and you can kind of play around with the maximizer too here. So if you want to export or bounce out for iTunes, you'll adjust this a little bit to to fit what you need for iTunes. But overall, it's pretty much there, and you'll just have to play around with the threshold, which every song is going to be different. So if you like the way the preset's sounding and you just got to adjust the leveling, you just do that here. So yeah, so pretty soon I will have that pack for all you guys. I'll just have it available, and I'm sure in a future video I'll let you know where that's going to be. So just stay tuned. Sorry if this video is a little long. I just thought it was kind of cool. Just wanted to walk you through it, and it's been a while, so I figured out it'd be a cool little video to kind of get back into it. So anyways, with that being said, if you guys liked the video, shoot me a like, and definitely subscribe, and leave a comment and let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Even if you have questions about the preset pack coming up, and if you have any suggestions for the preset pack, please let me know in the comments below. And till next time, man, you guys have a good one. Peace.
Growing up, we was running out of food, nigga. Yeah, I was jugging, running off with a tool, youngin' with an attitude, breaking all the fucking rules, nigga. Hey, don't you remember? Hey, I dropped my first record, nigga, nobody would listen. Now we winning. Man, they wanna see me fall like summer just ended. I got some pieces, nigga, all of them hitting.